I would like to discuss the main problems when I start writing the review essay. The first one things I want to ask is because there are a lot of content in my book, The Fast Forward Urbanism. So can I just choose just one chapter to do the review?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, right?
Yeah. I mean, as long as you mention the other points in the book, you can say this is what the book says, blah 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 blah.
Oh, okay.
But this is what I'm interested in, and then talk about that. As long as you show that you're addressing what's been said in the book.
Okay, so for example, if I choose the first chapter, recycling ecologies, because this chapter contains many article and idea from different authors, I need to select the idea in it, or I need to summarize the common viewpoint of this author and discuss them first, then to think critically about the other viewpoints in it. Which one you think is better?
I think what you need to do is you need to do a summary of what's been said in the book on the viewpoints. You don't have to go into a lot of detail because it's an edited book, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you say this particular chapter was really interesting and it talks about this, and this, and then this is why I agree, this is why I don't agree, and go from there.
Okay. I have roughly sorted out the structure of my essay. I send it in the chat box so you can see it more clearly.
I mean, you can just share screen.
Share screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, don't worry, take your time.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. No.
No.
Yeah, now I can. It's coming up.
Yeah. So the first part, I think I should start from the background of this book. And part two is the general outline of the content of this book. And part three is the the critical reflection of the section I chose. And part four is to connect the book to my studio project or the cases.
Don't connect it to your studio project because they're separate. They're separate ideas. You know, your studio project is about design, and your writing pieces in your cities and urbanism is about discourse in architecture theory, right? So they're very kind of separate things.
Okay.
I think what you need to do in your part four is you need to associate it with current affairs. Do you know what I mean?
Like current problems.
Like things that are happening in the world now.
Okay, but I think in this
Oh, does it say Studio
yeah,
4?
because it says you should have to related it to other significant texts we read before, but I have no idea how to relate it.
Okay, so what I would say is associating it to other texts that you've read would be the better thing to do. You can do it to your studio, but that's weak. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, maybe weak is not the wrong word, not the right word. I think what you need to do is show that you're being critical about the text and
Okay.
show that you understand that it's a methodology and there are different methodologies that you use. This is why I say the best way is always to associate it with current happenings, because you can then see that you've understood the text, but you also understand the limitations of the text, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Because that's
I
because
understand.
that's the most important thing. The most important thing is for you to show, because no theory, no text is like perfect. Okay, so if you show that you understand that the text is um, a good text and a good theory, but it has limitations, it shows to everybody that you understand the text. That's it. But
Oh,
I think you can. What is your studio project?
like urban ecologies.
Okay, well then yes. Well then associate it to your, because they are the same, they're the same thing, you're talking about, so that makes sense. But a
Oh,
lot of the time, sometimes people go, um so my text is on urban ecologies, and then I'm talking about globalization in my studio project, and those two things makes no sense to talk about them together, right? So yeah, I think definitely do that. You've got a
okay.
plan.
So, how to connect this is just to put the series in this book to my Studio A project, right?
um that is how you show a grasping and an understanding of it. But then after that, yeah, make sure you show limitations, and make sure you show your own opinion, which I see you've put down. Um, and with the integration with other texts, you've been in all the presentations of your co-classmates, right? So you have
Mm-hmm.
handouts of all those texts. If you can put an aspect of that text in your essay, suddenly your essay becomes a lot stronger.
Okay, I understand. So I also want to make sure the percentage of each part, do you think what part is we need to I need to write more,
The parts you need to write more naturally are the last three parts.
like last three parts?
No, well, wait, hold on. General critical reflection and selected section. So I think part four is one big part, and I think parts two and three is another big part.
Okay.
You've got 3,000 words,
Yes,
right?
6,000 words.
So I think maybe part two and three is 1,000. Part four is another 1,000. But this depends on you, and how you
Okay.
write. And
Okay.
then the rest is the last bit, part one, and your conclusion and the paragraphs in between to link them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know. So I also, do you think is there any any areas of my structure that need to be changed?
Um, I think there's not enough detail in your structure for me to change it. But I think if you share screen again,
Okay.
okay, background, the article, and so yeah, the impact of. I think part two is general outline of the whole book, and then general outline of the article, and then deep diving into that, right?
Oh yeah, I see.
Also, what's also very important in fast forward urbanism is the idea of the architect or the designer as a bystander. Do you remember I was making this point? That I think Lars Lerup, he was one of the people on that, wasn't it? Wait, let me Google it. Okay, yeah, Lars Lerup was the only one that wasn't kind of sad about the idea of architects in the urban space. Where I wrote something on him. Lars Lerup. Yeah, Lars Lerup is the only one that's not trying to control the city, right? Everybody else, they talk about how the architect and the designer should exert control on the city, and he seemed to be the only one that didn't seek to kind of exert control on that. So maybe that's a good kind of counterpoint to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's up to you.
Yeah, I see. So that's all the question I have today.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Thank you.
I want to ask, do we have tutorial next week?
I think we do, yeah.
Oh.
Wait, let me. Oh yeah, so next week we've got more essay tutorials and dissertation bootcamp. But
Okay.
I think you should get an email about that.
Also, if I have any question, I can just email to you, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
It'll take me a while to answer.
Okay.
But I mean, the best avenue is always these tutorials every Tuesday. But if you must email me, you've got my email. It might take a while for me to get to it.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's okay.
So see you.
Thank you. Bye.
Sorry, I forgot to stop the record.
Okay, that's okay. Line. Okay, so summary of the book, background and author, and then the critical review of the Studio A, and then the response, and then what is the response?
Like critical thinking part when I analyze the relationship between the books and the project, and I want to have some views about this part.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe you could benefit from reorganizing the outline, because I think that the background.
Mm-hmm. So I just now the internet maybe not work. I don't hear what you say.
Okay, so the background and the author background is a
Mhm.
section in itself, right?
Mhm.
And then the summary of the book maybe comes after that,
Uh,
and then there's a bit of like critical thinking about why that author with his background in that historical context wrote that book. That's the third part.
mhm.
And then that's essentially the critique of the book. And then kind of relating that to the other texts that you've come across in these presentation is maybe the part after that. And then after that, maybe it's like associating it with your part A, because
Mhm.
this with your studio A, sorry,
Oh,
because
oh,
this is supposed to be about the texts
oh.
essentially, right?
Mhm.
So your studio A, I think, takes a smaller role than it shows in that outline,
Mhm.
because your studio A either confirms or goes against the texts, right?
Mhm.
In a certain way, because if that's not what it does, then is there really a point of talking about your studio A,
I know, I know.
if you know what I mean?
Uh,
Um,
the
and
the
then,
main part is about our reading list
yeah,
context, right?
yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. That's my second question. Okay.
okay, okay. Um, and then, yeah, it's the conclusion and kind of, but I mean, I think the basic thing is what I think you already understand from your presentation, which is why is this book important and what are the limitations of this book, you know? And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, as long as you convey those two things,
Mhm.
because I also think that 3,000 words, when you do all that and you have a comprehensive plan of what you're going to say in each section, it becomes something that's not actually that much. Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Do you think when I finish the critical thinking part, do you think I need a conclusion or something?
Yeah, I think so. I think, but but your conclusion can be an extension of your critical thinking, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
can be, these are the limitations. This is what this says. This is good because of this. This is bad because of this. And then you link it back into the world in a roundabout way.
Oh,
I don't know. And it depends on the 2,500 words before it. Until I read that, I can't tell whether it's a good conclusion or not.
mm-hmm. It's useful. Okay.
Okay. Have you got any more questions?
Um, I yes, I'm
Okay.
a little confused about this assignment with the another uh class assignment. Is totally no relationship, or
Hmm.
I can use some information like the books to inspire my another assignment.
I mean, you can use all of the knowledge that you've amassed throughout your life to um, inspire your assignment. So, like, the course is one whole thing. So, if you've got information from another course
Mm-hmm.
that helps you on this, then that's quite a good thing, because it's information that I don't necessarily isn't it necessarily at the front of my mind. So yeah, take inspiration, take information from every source that you can, because that's what makes it an interesting essay.
Yes, I think it's not it's helpful to me that get some information from this class and work on my dissertation, because I have some new ideas about that. So I think not, totally depart. So
The thing with your dissertation as well is you need to build up a theoretical framework, right? You need to build up a kind of level of theory and text that can help you along the way.
yeah,
And to be honest, like now I think it's not that clear,
yeah.
but when I was doing this course, it was very clear that the cities and urbanism was to allow to start having you think about these theories that you can possibly use in your dissertation. So
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
That's right.
Okay. It's it's over.
I mean, yeah, I mean you have another 5 minutes if you want it, but if you don't need it and it sounds like you don't, I'll see you next week.
Okay, I think it's all I get my question is done. Okay.
Sorry, say that again.
I think my all questions you
Okay.
answered.
Okay.
Yes. Well,
All right.
thank you very much.
Thank you. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye. Could you stop recording, please?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So why I come back again?
Because you're recording.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I just want to record my part, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
January,
right?
right?
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure,
sure,
but you
but you
should
should
have
have
that
that
information
information
somewhere.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
maybe
maybe
not
not
January.
January.
I think
I
you should
think you should
check.
check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
check.
check.
Make sure you
Make sure you
check.
check.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you've
you've
prepared
prepared
for the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Also, next
next
week,
week,
is
is
there
there
also
also
tutorial?
tutorial?
Yeah, there
Yeah, there
will
will
be.
be.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I
Maybe I
can
can
prepare
prepare
well
well
for
for
next
next
week.
week.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you
Do
want
you
to
want to
talk
talk
about
about
how you
how
would
you would
approach it
approach it
now?
now?
Uh,
Uh,
that
that
I
I
will.
will.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm
I'm
not
not
looking
looking
the uh
uh of
the
the
part
part
the
the
that
that
that-
that-
sorry.
sorry.
Now
Now
check
check
the
the
grade
grade
for
for
it
it,
and
and
Well,
well,
you know
you
that
know
for
that, for
example,
example,
it's
it's
about
about
your
your
presentation
presentation
text.
text.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you know
So
you
you know
have to
you
do
have
an
to do an
introduction.
introduction.
You know
You
you
know
have
you
to
have to
talk
talk
about
about
the
the
author and
author
the
and the
background of
background
the
of the
book,
book,
Yeah.
right?
right?
Two
Two
Yeah.
paragraphs.
paragraphs.
You know
You
you
know
have
you have
to
to
summarize what
summarize
was
what was
said in
said
the
in the
book.
book.
Yeah.
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 And you
And
know
you know
that you
that
have
you
to
have to
talk
talk
about
about
your
your
own
own
review
review
and
and
your
your
own
own
critique of
critique
the
of the
book,
book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Right?
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
you
you
know that
know that
after
after
that you
that
have
you
to
have to
either
either
associate it
associate
to
it to
different
different
texts
texts
or you
or you
have
have
to
to
associate it
associate
to
it to
studio,
studio.
right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
those are the
those are the
ways
ways
in
in
which
which
you would
you would
address
address
that
that
essay.
essay.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want
Do
to
you want
write
to
those
write those
down,
down,
or
or
are you
are
going to
you
be
going to be
okay
okay
remembering?
remembering?
Maybe I
Maybe
will
I will
write it
write it
down.
down.
And
And
can
can
you
you
please
please
repeat?
repeat?
Yep.
Yep.
So
So
you know
you
that you
know
have
that
to
you
do
have to do
introduction.
introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Introduction.
introduction.
You know
You
that
know
you
that
have
you
to
have to
do
do
um, explain the
explain the
background
background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
And
the
the
author's
author's
background.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
You
that
know
then
that then
after
after
that you
that
have
you
to
have to
summarize the
summarize the
book,
book.
Yes.
Yes.
and then
And then
after
after
that,
that, you
introduction,
introduction,
background,
background,
summarize
summarize
book.
book.
Then you
Then
have
you
to
have to
talk
talk
about your
about your
opinion on
opinion
the
on the
book,
book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
my
opinion.
opinion.
and then
And
you
then
know
you
that
know
you
that you
have to
have to
either
either
associate it
associate it
to the
to the
other
other
texts,
texts,
or
or
you have
you
to
have to
talk
talk
about
about
studio.
studio.
Okay.
Okay.
For
For
Studio
Studio
A,
A,
you
you
mean?
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I
I
mean
mean
studio in
studio in
general.
general.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And
And
then you
then
know
you know
that you
that
have
you
to do
have
a
to do a
conclusion.
conclusion.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Then
conclude.
conclude.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
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 All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. After that, you have to either associate it to different texts or you have to associate it to studio, right?
Yeah.
So those are the ways in which you would address that essay.
Okay.
Do you want to write those down, or are you going to be okay remembering?
Maybe I will write down. And can you please repeat?
Yep. So you know that you have to do an introduction.
Yeah, introduction.
You know that you have to do explain the background
Yeah.
and the author's background.
Yeah.
You know that then after that you have to summarize the book.
Yes, I'm one.
And then after that you introduction, background, summarize book. Then you have to talk about your opinion on the book.
Yeah, my opinion.
And then you know that you have to either associate it to the other texts or you have to talk about studio.
Okay. For Studio A, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean studio in general.
Okay. Okay.
And then you know that you have to do a conclusion.
Okay. And then conclusion. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
That's right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Hi,
I
how are you doing?
yeah. I make a draft, but may I share my screen?
Yeah. I just want to say sorry for missing your name off.
Yeah. But I received your email and I know that I will meet here in 3 p.m. Yeah. Mm, yeah. I got two main questions about. The first one is the weight of the two part, because our essay have two part. One is the summary of our presentation and another is the response to the text.
Mhm.
So I want to know the weight of these two parts,
I think assume 50-50.
50 to 50.
Assume. Because, I mean, it doesn't say anything otherwise. And I think both of them are as important as each other. So, what text are you dealing with?
The fast forward urbanism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk me through your draft?
Yeah, I have no idea for the summary of presentation, but I do some works about the response, because when we got the presentation about the text, we think we are lack of the knowledge about the background. So I do more about this, about 911, about the economic rise up in 2008, and the European house market. Yeah, here is some background about the text, so I want to add this into the response. And I have a question about the relevance with the urbanism and architecture up with these factors. Yeah, I don't know what change happened before this and after.
Okay, so what event are you talking about specifically? Because what event are you talking about specifically? Are you talking about the economic crash?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about specifically? Right. Okay. So the economic crash, the issue with architecture and urbanism is that the thing that fueled the economic crash was subprime mortgages, right? So then suddenly architecture, houses specifically, have a particular association with value in the city. Do you know what I mean? So because this kind of housing bubble happened, then suddenly architecture is brought to the forefront of economic discourse. And by extension, because we're talking about settlements and we're talking about houses in their millions, that also has an association with the urbanism of those places. So if you look at places like New Orleans, for example, after the economic crash, you have whole swaths, or Detroit, you have whole swaths of area that are vacant because people are not able to pay their mortgages.
Okay. And the next what I want to talk about is one of my reading texts, the cities without centers and ages. So we can select what we interested in to response. Is that true?
Yeah. In the
So,
summary, you have to talk about the whole book.
Okay.
In the response, you talk about what specifically.
Yeah. So this is most interested in the text of what I want to say. It more talk about the postmodern urbanism, and I think it's quite interesting. So I also to search more about the postmodern urbanism and the modern urbanism.
What aspects of postmodern urbanism are you interested in?
I think because this is based on the it was a really change based on the along with the development of the many aspects from the technology to transport. All of these factors change the mind of the architects from modern urbanism to post-urbanism, I think.
You said technology and transport.
Yeah, because
but technology and transport is what's changed modernism, what created modernism.
Creative to modernism.
Because
Why?
because modern architecture is based on the premise that you want to create a certain standard of life for everybody in the city through technology. And that specific technology is the ability to manufacture materials for the structural frames of buildings. Right? Postmodernism comes after modernism because modernism was based on the idea that you have the standard of life for everybody and it doesn't veer from that. Cities are machines for living.
Yeah, but
postmodernism goes further than that to then say that all the ideology, all the mythology and folklore that was lost in modernism because modernism is techno, based on techno futures, has come back into the situation.
Yeah, because I think modern urbanism is based on the city center to convenient for everyone, but because of the development of technology of transportation, I think everywhere is in the same level to connection. So it makes the city center more weak.
Oh, you're saying that the postmodernist idea of urbanism is one that goes against the sprawling city. It's about creating more compact and more efficient city centers. So I don't think I understand what you're trying to say.
So sorry, I think what I want to say is that the last value is fill. So I just do some research about this. I have not too much the ideas to how to
formulate it.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Make sure you do it in the essay.
Yeah. Then I want to analyze this to concept, and then I want to combine this with my Studio A project to make some examples about this. Yeah, this is what I want the structure of my AC. Yeah.
I think Studio A is a good. If your Studio A project is called Rejuvenating the Countryside, then I think that's probably, I don't know what the project is, but I think that's probably a good text to use, a good project to use for this text of cities without centers and edges. But I also think that if you can relate it to other texts in cities and urbanism, that is also very good because you've got 7 other texts, 7 other presentations, 7 other handouts that are on Moodle that you can find, that you can compare and contrast and use to kind of make your essay more stronger. I think you should use that as well.
Okay. And how about the summary? Because I have no idea about with it.
Well, your summary is your summary, right?
It's about our text or the presentation. I don't know.
I think it's about both.
Both.
You have to write about, because it being about the text means it's about the presentation because your presentation was on the text.
So it should contain my partner's content.
It should it should contain the text, the ideas that you put forward in your presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have seen before. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have you got any more questions?
No.
Okay.
That's all.
Right. Yeah. Again, sorry for missing you off the list.
That no worry.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi. There's some people here.
Yeah, I'm here, but I found maybe I have a meeting with you, Cao, in Friday.
Yep. Yeah. You
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, so maybe other people can have a meeting with you.
I mean, I'm finishing up now, but you've got a meeting with her on Friday, and I think Zuli, she has a meeting with her on Friday too.
Okay.
I hope that's okay. If you have any problems, just email us.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye. Hi,
Bye.
Zuli. Yeah. Did you get the email? Okay, great. Attend when it says on you to attend. Okay, thanks.